What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your breakdown for Maryse, Miz and Mrs. She is your free character in the month of June 2024, and she is a modern era Showboat defensive female. So a lot of people are needing a decent Showboat female, so here's hoping that she fills that void. Maryse has a trainer ability at 33,000. Snowfall gems do 200% more damage, and red moves start with 2 more MP. Just a quick note though, I've verified with other content creators, whenever it is X gems do more damage, that really only applies to the gem that it is on, not the gems that it makes below it. So when it is Snowfall gems do 200% more damage, that's talking about the Snowfall gems themselves when they break. So personally, that's not going to be a path I choose very often, because you're talking about like everything under the Snowfall is what it really does, and you want to buff all of those gems as opposed to the 3, 4, 5 or whatever Snowfall gems that you are doing there. Your links with Canadian, welcome to Canada month, takes 60% less damage from yellow gems. Raw, red move, any color moves start with 1 more MP. Miz and Maryse, gems do 50% more damage, so that's a good link. Modern era, and then she will have a gear in which blue gems do 100% more damage. Let's talk real quick while I can be on this screen here about what she's like at 2 and 3 stars. So I have 6-star silver, because that's what we do on our test account here. But I've also got her pulled up here. I haven't recruited her yet on my phone, on my device. So her corner catapult is the 3-star move. The sit out face buster is 4-star. 5-star Russian leg sweep, 6-star Canadian backbreaker. So until you at least unlock the corner catapult, she doesn't really have a lot of flow to her. Later on, at 5 and 6 stars, she will, but again, that's like, well, yeah, that's late this month at least for most people. So the camel clutch is really probably your way to go for a lot of things right here. It's a 10 MP yellow, generate 28 random sub gems that do a bit of damage for 4 turns, and then they turn into multiply of strength 4. You've got the French TKO, which is a 7 MP blue. All of them are a little higher charge. She's a B tier, right? Deal damage, choose a 6x1 area to swap into red gems, and if your opponent's class is striker, increase your yellow gem damage, which I don't see as coming in that useful for a lot of stuff. And then the French Kiss, deal damage, choose 6 gems to make blue. The Clothesline, actually a really high damage amount comparatively, although move damage is not scaling into the 6-star gold meta, and this doesn't quite, but it's a start, and for a B tier, that's pretty decent move damage. And then force your opponents to tag. It says don't use in singles matches, but you actually can use it in singles matches. You're not going to tag, obviously, but because it's high enough move damage, you could do something with that. And then the corner catapult, once you unlock her at 3-star, 6x1 area into Snowfall, which will turn to reinforce. The problem is, for her yellow move set to work well, you need a move that's down here that chooses 6 gems to make yellow, which is her 5-star build. So for a lot of people, she's just not going to flow well at first. She will later, but she will not at first. However, at 4-star with the sit out face buster, she does have a pretty decent move set, and it's probably the one that a lot of people are going to use. So let me show you that, and we'll get started. So given the commentary about her 2 and 3-star moves, you're going to have to just use some random stuff. Like I say, really anything that builds towards the finisher. Of course, in the plus 99 era, you are going to be able to do the finisher turn 1, which is going to sub them down and load your multi-gems, and then you can break them. However, outside of the plus 99, or once you get her to 4 stars, this is really the moveset I think a lot of people are going to end up using. It is on the bottom, the corner catapult, 7 MP blue, deal a decent amount of damage and choose a 6x1 area to make snowfall, which will modify everything below it into reinforce. And then the French TKO, another 7 MP blue move, deal damage and choose a 6x1 area to swap into red gems. And again, if your opponent is striker, you increase your yellow gem damage, but you're not making yellow, so that doesn't actually make a difference. And then the sit out face buster, deal damage and make 30 reinforced gems into blue. So you're reloading your red with the blue, you're reloading your blue with the red, and then you're creating a cascade of reinforced gems that then turn into blue. One quick note is that I am on the test account, but it does not currently have the blue gems do 100% more damage gear unlocked. So if you get that gear, that is going to make a big difference, and I think it's really going to be a sizable difference coming into getting your gear, available the first weekend. On the entourage, I build things out for the non-99 MP era so that you can see them. Obviously, during the plus 99 MP era, you're going to change these. But in order to get to these 7 charge moves right here, to be loaded turn 1, you're going to need the 4 that Lawler gives you and another 2 from someone else. Your best option would be if you have Judgment Day Dominic. I understand he's a little bit rare. In fact, I don't have him on my roster, and I tend not to do that on free-to-play characters, but you are going to want to see what the plus 90, after the plus 99 MP, what it loads for, and let's be honest, the test account is 6 silver anyway, so the damage numbers are not necessarily realistic in terms of what are you going to be able to do without that. But you can actually do more damage than this, because while I'm adding blue gems do 40% more damage, you can just replace Lawler in the era where you have plus 99 MP and it won't matter, right? So you can easily add blue gems do 40% more damage through other trainers, I think Edge or someone like him, even 45%. So I'm not afraid of putting this on a free-to-play build, because while a lot of people actually do have him, he is not, it's not influencing things in the plus 99 era. After that, Devon, blue gems do 30% more damage, and moves that generate blue gems will create 3 more, and Sheamus for blue gems do 12k. If you're missing any of those trainers, just sub them out to make sure you have 6 MP plus your turn bonus, so turn 1, 7 MP, and you do as much blue gem damage as possible. On the strap, I have the test strap that I always use, 50% gem damage with 40% all gem damage, and I don't have a plate on there. You don't need one for recycle on the MP, and certain plates that you might be thinking like, oh, the Bulldog's bracers, for example, if I can find it somewhat quickly, it increases your yellow and red gem damage, so that doesn't do anything for this particular build. There's no sub, so your gremlins ears, etc. aren't going to do anything. One last note on the trainers. If you were to get Miz, who is your chase, your low A tier chase, so to speak, on there, he of course is built around Maryse, and so let me find him again, hopefully quickly. I don't like playing with trainers on the candy store accounts just because of these very reasons. It takes forever to find anything and you can't sort them. But I do want you to see, again, I've got to find him quickly enough. It should be right here. Where's the Miz? Where's the Miz? Oh my gosh, I swear I found him faster a few minutes ago when I was preparing this. But 'tis what it is, what it is. And I can always edit this part out. There he is. All right, so Snowfall Gems do 100% more damage, which again, I don't think is really all that great because you're only buffing those 6 gems. However, it is worth noting red moves deal 40% more damage, and your red move damage is almost 1,000,000. So at 6 gold, that's not a ton, but everywhere else below 6 gold, that's actually a pretty hefty trainer ability. So let's see how she does on the road against Nikki Cross. Nikki is a striker. Again, so there's that, but it's not going to buff up against the yellow gems unless you just accidentally catch a yellow gem. So in the post 99, this move, the Set Out Facebuster, will not be loaded. However, you are going to make a 6x1 that's going to modify everything into reinforced gems. You do want to put where you're going to catch as many blue gems as possible. So right there. Then you're going to use this move. It is going to buff the yellow, but again, it's buffing yellow, doesn't matter. And then you're going to use this to turn those into red, which with your +1 turn, oh, that was bad. That was bad. And that's what happens with these kind of things. So now she's going to break some of our gems. Actually, she didn't do anything much. So that will now have this reloaded. You could, of course, just go straight into that move in the +99, but you're going to turn 33 reinforced blue, and that's going to do a pretty healthy chunk of damage right there. At 6-star silver with our perks and everything, you're talking 8 million. So at gold, you're talking around 16 million. You add in gear, and you're in that 20 or so million range at 6 gold, which is what most of our B tiers tend to hit. That's a sweet spot, I think, in the design of how they make them happen. So she is good in that respect. Let's look at something else, though. The next moveset we're going to look at is triple yellow. And again, I know that really puts us into the 5-star category for using her. And especially the move that you need to make this really sing is the 5-star move. So again, I apologize that this isn't a 2 or 3-star build. Her 2 and 3-star builds just aren't super strong. But you've gone from the 4-star. This is the 5-star build here. On the moves, we've got a 7 MP yellow Russian leg sweep, deal damage and choose 6 gems to make yellow. Clothesline, 7 MP, deal damage and force your opponents to tag. And again, it says don't use in singles matches. We actually do want to use this in a singles match, and I'll show you why. And then the 10 MP camel clutch, submission, generate 28 random submission gems that deal damage for 4 turns, and the remaining turn into multiply of strength 4 at 6 silver. On the entourage, you can see on screen there, these are 7 MP charge moves again, so you need 6 MP showing. Which would be Kofi. Yellow moves start with 4 more. If you have her, Asuka, yellow moves deal 100% more damage and start with 2 more points, is the best way to go. Even though she was a chase character, she's now available in the Showdown shop. So while you may not have her, you can work towards getting her free to play. It's just a matter of grinding in that case. And then Rick Rude, one of our older Hall of Fame characters, yellow moves deal 40% more damage. And I'm going to put Andre on there. Yellow moves deal 10% more damage just to help offset the damage that you're seeing a little bit. You likely have somebody who does more yellow move damage. However, Muda, Gooker, etc. are very rare. So Andre only doing a 10% buff kind of keeps you in the realm of, okay, this isn't out of my reach here. But you can see the clothesline is doing 1.7 million and the Russian leg sweep is dealing 1 million damage. And I'm going to show you how you load that twice. And in the +99 MP era, you're actually going to be able to do it multiple times. On the strap, I've moved us over to a move damage strap, but keeping it at 50%, double takedown 2s, and then we do have a yellow move damage at 200% here. So if you don't have some of these pieces, obviously you just adjust your expectations accordingly, but in the 5-star meta, she is going to destroy with this move set. Getting to 6-star gold, that's where we're going to check things out and see if it's realistic. We're still going up against Nikki Cross. There's nothing here that buffs against strikers, although we do have class advantage in that, class disadvantage in this case, because strikers punch showboats in the mouth to shut them up. That's the disadvantage there. So with +99 MP, obviously everything is starting loaded turn 1. You will still start loaded turn 1 with these 2 moves. That one right there will not, but it won't matter. So you're going to hit the force tag. Right now, that's a 4 million hit. So that's pretty significant. That's not bad across the board until you get to 6 gold. However, then you go ahead and choose 6 gems to make yellow. If you can do a row or one of the columns on the side where you're not going to cascade as much as possible, do that. You're always hoping. Hooray. Now you can do them again. So you've hit 4 million plus 2 million, that's 6 million. You're going to hit another 4 million, you're up to 10 million. Now you're going to hit this one right here just to get the move damage going and continue that cycle. Or if you're at the end of your pin bar, which you will be, you go straight into this one and make multiply gems, and then you turn those multiply gems yellow. So it's not the hardest hitting move set. Yes, you can offset it with the Ghost Whopper. I don't show that. It's a super rare plate. However, now you're not getting back to the sub the same turn, but this turn you can match as many multiply gems as possible that would turn yellow, and you're going to do some damage. So you're not buffing your gem damage. It's not going to hit quite as hard, 1.4 million, but now your moves are loaded again. You go straight back into the cycle, which you're going to need to. But as you can see, even with a lot of the tricks, it doesn't hit as hard or as quick as the 4-star moveset. So it's not something that I'm strongly recommending in favor of, but it does hit, and it is a safe build. You're subbing them down constantly. As long as you don't cascade, there's always the risk of cascade, you're going to be okay. So that's triple yellow. I haven't called named the movesets. I guess I'm not doing that for Maryse this time. So let's check out another one. All right, I'm going to show you the last moveset 2 different ways, because this one seems to be built around the idea of rare trainers and rare accessories. The bottom is the 7MP Canadian Backbreaker. It is a blue move that deals damage, turns 25 random gems into 1-turn countdown gems that will deal damage and make 3 random gems into Snowfall Yellow at the end of the countdown. So that's 25 gems, or as you start out with 3 gems that then turn 3 gems. So you're going to have a lot of the board as countdown gems. The French Kiss, 7MP red, deal damage and choose 6 gems to make blue. And then the French TKO, deal damage, choose a 6x1 area to swap into red gems. And Hardcore, if the opponent's class is Striker, deal damage and then increase your yellow gem damage by 123%. So I know you got red and blue moves, but you're making yellow gems. This is the one where the Striker disadvantage advantage comes into play. For your entourage, there are so many different ways you can run this, but to start turn 1 with your red move, which will then make your blue gems, you need to have one of your red MP trainers and somebody else who does 2 MP. I've got Bulldog on here, but it's 45% more red gem damage. What you ultimately want is yellow gem damage. However, I'm showing you the plus 99 MP era not there, and then I'll show you probably actually 2 variations from there. The other alternative is your countdown gems. You're making 25 of them at 6 stars, 3 at 3-star, and they're doing 142k damage. So you could also use someone like Ridge Holland to buff your countdown gem damage and buff that. But I think where this really is meant to shine is with the yellow gem damage. So there, use your yellow gem coaches, Undertaker for flat, Braun for 25%. This has some amazing top end with some very rare trainers, so I will show that next, but this is your basic. If you happen to get her 6-star in the first month, first off, congratulations. Second of off, that's what you do. I'm also not going to show you the plates right now, but there is a plate in particular that's going to be handy for that. And I do still have the Double Fury 2 50% gem damage strap. So we're going on the road against Nikki Cross, and she is a striker. So that is going to take into account this buff. This is one of those class-specific moves that you would need. So I will simulate this, but you kind of get the idea here. You're going to need to make the 6 gems into blue in order to start loaded turn 1. Watch what's on the top. If you don't think you're going to get a bad cascade, but you can never predict that, use it there. I prefer usually to go down one of the columns, but either way it worked. So now your blue moves are loaded in a normal situation. So you're going to drop these countdown gems, and then you're going to eat a turn. Obviously, in the plus 99 era, you're not going to do it that way. You're going to use the countdown gems to then create a 5 match and do the 5 match so that it loads you out. But now the whole board is snowfall with your gonna make yellows, and you have this right here, which is going to buff your yellow gem damage by 123%. So right now, you're talking about your snowfall gems doing 96k damage. That is going to buff them up significantly, and you're going to turn that right there into red gems. Bam, bam. Most of the board, all of the board turned yellow, and you buffed it. So that was 12 million damage. So that's her hardest hitting moveset, even running it after what it looks like the plus 99 MP way. You can do that turn 1 in the 99 MP era, but here's the thing. There's a lot of top end on this one that we're not seeing. 12 million is very good, 6 silver. That's 24 million, 6 gold, which is not the best, but it's moving up the charts towards kind of more of an A tier hit as compared to a B tier. I know tiers don't necessarily equate to that, but they are proving remarkably consistent in how the devs designed them. So the first trick we're going to add to this is the hard times plate. If you have the hard times plate, you're probably putting it on Acrobat Rhea. She's insane. But this is an option here. Whenever you make 6 or more countdown gems, increase your blue and yellow, but mostly yellow, gem damage by 100% for 2 turns. So it is cascade proof as well. You could certainly put some other things on there, like for example, break yellow, get other colors, but we're not really worried about that right now. That's a rare enough plate to start us with. And then on your entourage, this is purely a what would it look like in the plus 99 MP era, but here's a couple things. So Bret Hart, the new Bret Hart, does yellow gems do 35% more damage. He's somewhat within reach. Then you go in here again and you've got your... Come on, unlock here. This is why I usually edit this part out. There we go. So you've got a couple different options. For example, Muta, 30% gem damage plus yellow moves deal more damage. More common is going to be Zombie Sammy, 30% plus reinforce, which also you can use, of course, on the reinforce build. And then if you do have the Miz, which we showed you earlier. I'm going to put Zombie Sammy because he is, of the rare characters, the more less rare. Yeah, the more less rare. Thank you for that. Also a trainer that you would use in the without the plus 99 if you have her is 100% Charlotte. You would use her instead of Bulldog 100% of the time. Red moves start with 2, yellow gems do 40% more damage. But by the way, there is one more here in Trish Stratus. Super rare. Again, this is the Whaley build here. Snowfall gems do 18k more damage and generate 4 more Snowfall gems. You're already filling the board. That's just really giving it some extra oomph. So from a very free-to-play, we're moving into a very not free-to-play build with this right here. I'm not going to update the trainers above me because you can see them here, and this is only for the very elite player to see what her absolute kind of top-end damage is, because this is with the striker buff. Won't take account for the gear, but the gear is going to be more accessible by far than Trish and probably Brett will be, question mark. So I'm going to do it the different way here. We're going to set these countdown gems. Normally I wouldn't want to break a bunch of them because, I just wouldn't, but I don't care in this case because they're actually making so many more. So we want to set up a swipe, and that is breaking more than I would care for, but that's okay, just to see it. We want that to go off turn 1. Woo, did it. All right. So now we've triggered the hard times plate. Now you're doing 158k per, plus you're dropping the 125%. Then you're going to also throw down this area, which is going to get that next yellow gem right there, which is going to cascade down, which is going to cascade down, so on and so forth. That was 20 million. So that puts you in the 40 million range and that is pretty safe every time right there. So that is the 3 movesets I'm going to show you for Maryse. Make sure you check out our other content creators that are doing these preview videos as well. They might have run her different. You never know. Whenever, before I had access to this account, I used to watch 3 or 4 of the content creator videos at least, just to make sure I got a good sense of what can this character actually do. So we are going to power rate her on Friday on the Champions Chat, the WWE Champions Twitch channel, to see where we think that she fits in the meta. I can say she distinctly feels B tier, and that's okay. She is a good but not great Showboat female, and in the modern era, of course. She is worlds better than Andrade. Worlds better. The build with the cascade into blues, reinforced into blues, is going to be very safe, very good for most people to use. And I think she has a real place among your roster. If you don't have Jade, if you don't have, Lita's a little bit dated at this point, Bayley's a little slow, but still the defensive category, I think she's worth taking up as you go, and of course investing in her over this month. So that's my initial thoughts. We're going to power rate her. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like this video, subscribe to Champions Chat, and please send this to your friend and faction mate who's going, hey, how would I use this Maryse character? Like, what do I do with her? This is how. Ask them to watch the whole thing. It truly helps us out, and share it with others. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye.